Very good morning, students. So, we have been studying in last classes about adrenaline drugs, and to continue with the previous drugs, now we will study non-catecholamines. In last classes, we had studied about adrenaline, noradrenaline, isoprenaline, dopamine, and dopamine. There are other few important drugs which you have learned in the classification of adrenergic drugs, and among those drugs are usually non-catecholamines. And to continue with non-catecholamines, we will take up now ephedrine. Ephedrine is an alkaloid obtained from Ephedra vulgaris. It is an alkaloid obtained from a plant called Ephedra vulgaris and mainly acts indirectly but has some direct action on alpha and beta receptors. Repeated doses produce tachyphylaxis. It can be given orally as it is not metabolized by MAO and COMT. It is not metabolized by monoamine oxidase or catechol or methyl transferase. It crosses blood-brain barrier and causes stimulation of central nervous system. Duration of action of ephedrine is 4 to 6 hours. This is a non-selective drug because it acts on alpha and beta receptors both. So, use is very limited. Since it is a non-selective drug, its use is limited. And it is used in mild chronic asthma. It may be used in cases of hypotension after spinal anesthesia and occasionally for postural hypotension. So, there are only few uses. One is in cases of mild chronic asthma, other is hypotension which may be due to spinal anesthesia or postural hypotension. It is used as nasal decongestant also, as a nasal drop. So, these are the few uses of ephedrine. Now, the next drug is amphetamine. Amphetamine is a synthetic compound. It is well absorbed orally as well as parenterally. Onset of action is 30 minutes after oral administration and 5 minutes after subcutaneous injection. Duration of action is 4 to 6 hours. Pharmacological actions. CNS action, central nervous system actions of this drug is more potent and important. In different doses, it produces different type of responses. So, in dose of 10 to 30 milligram range, it causes increased mental concentration, wakefulness, नींद नहीं आएगी, माइंड कंसंट्रेटेड रहेगा, improved physical performance. So, नींद नहीं आना, माइंड का कंसंट्रेशन होना और increased physical performance. Euphoria, feeling of sense of well-being, happiness. Euphoria, restlessness. The person becomes restless and later on it may cause headache. In doses more than 30 milligram, It causes stimulation of respiration. It may cause convulsion and coma. Patient may be, the person may be comatose. Other actions or other features are which causes decrease in appetite due to its action on lateral hypothalamic nuclei, which is concerned with feeding. It causes decrease in gut motility. Prolonged use causes psychological dependence and tolerance. It is a dependent producing drug. Prolonged use may cause psychological dependence and tolerance. So this is a drug of abuse. Drug of abuse. Therapeutic uses are limited. Few therapeutic uses indications are narcolepsy. Narcolepsy means sleepiness. Narcolepsy, hyperkinetic syndrome in children. There is a condition, attention deficit hyperkinetic disorder, usually in children. So, this drug may be used in cases of hyperkinetic syndrome in children. And as an anorexiant, भूख कम करने वाला, it may be used as anorexiant in obese cases, obesity cases. So there are few therapeutic uses only. This drug is included in dope test. You must have been knowing about the dope test, which is performed on the athletes and other sports person, and this drug is included in the list of dope test. Dope test list for athletes. There are many other drugs also in which this amphetamine is also included in the list. It temporarily improves the performance of athletes, because we have learned that it improves the physical performance, it creates wakefulness, and it causes concentration. So, altogether, what will be the effect? The athlete's performance will be temporarily improved. Now, side effects. The side effects are mainly due to extension of its pharmacological effect. These are restlessness, insomnia, confusion, fatigue, tremor, hallucination, suicidal tendencies. Then on cardiovascular system, there are many side effects like tachycardia, palpitation, hypertension, angina, and cardiac arrhythmia. Treatment of acute intoxication. You should know about this in short. Acidification of urine by administering vitamin C or ammonium chloride NH4Cl. एसिडिफिकेशन करने के लिए हम लोग विटामिन सी या NH4Cl देते हैं, which promotes secretion of amphetamine, which is a basic drug. तो बेसिक ड्रग है विटामिन, तो हम लोग secretion को प्रमोट करने के लिए एसिडिफिकेशन कर सकते हैं by using vitamin C, that is ascorbic acid or ammonium chloride. Sedatives are given to control central nervous system. जो रेस्टलेसनेस या कन्वर्सन या ऐसा कुछ हो रहा है तो हम लोग सिनेटिक्स दे सकते हैं। एंड सोडियम नाइट्रोक्लोराइड इज यूज्ड इन केस ऑफ सीवियर हाइपरटेंशन। इसके साइड इफेक्ट में सीवियर हाइपरटेंशन भी है, तो ऐसे सिचुएशन में हम लोग सोडियम नाइट्रोक्लोराइड का यूज करते हैं। नाउ so we studied about two drugs, ephedrine and amphetamine. Now we come to alpha vasopressors or alpha 1 agonist. Alpha 1 agonist will do what? क्या करेगा? It will cause vasoconstriction, increase in total peripheral resistance (TPR), thereby increasing the blood pressure both systolic and diastolic, and these are used to treat hypotension. And we have studied already about noradrenaline. Noradrenaline IV infusion is used to treat acute hypotension following spinal anesthesia. It is an emergency situation. Sometimes after spinal anesthesia, acute hypotension may occur, and there we use injection noradrenaline by intravenous route. Then ephedrine we have just now learned that it can be given subcutaneously or orally to prevent hypotension before spinal anesthesia. Now, the other drug is phenylephrine. Phenylephrine is a synthetic sympathomimetic non-catecholamine. Phenylephrine. The pharmacokinetics, you should know a little bit. It is absorbed orally from mucous membrane as well as parenterally. It is distributed all over the body and metabolized slower than noradrenaline, so the duration of action is longer. About the pharmacodynamics of phenylephrine, it is selective and causes direct stimulation of postsynaptic alpha 1 adrenal receptor. Direct stimulation of postsynaptic alpha 1 receptors and no effect on beta receptors. No beta receptor effect. So it will cause generalized vasoconstriction. Generalized vasoconstriction will result in increase in total peripheral resistance, resulting in hypertension both systolic and diastolic, and there will be reflex bradycardia. जहाँ कहीं भी जनरलाइज वैसोकंस्ट्रिक्शन या पेरिफेरल वैसोकंस्ट्रिक्शन होगा तो क्या होगा? टोटल पेरिफेरल रेजिस्टेंस बढ़ जाएगा, हाइपरटेंशन हो जाएगा, ब्लड प्रेशर बढ़ जाएगा, मतलब सिस्टोलिक एज वेल एज डायस्टोलिक. This phenylephrine has some local action on eye. It causes decongestion due to vasoconstriction and decrease in intraocular pressure plus active mydriasis. It causes active mydriasis and increase in intraocular pressure. It has local action on nose also. It causes decongestion. Means vasoconstriction के चलते क्या होगा? Decongestion होगा. But the Adverse thing is it causes irritation to nasal mucosa, and after the effect of the drug is waned or lost, there is rebound congestion. फिर से हो जाएगा, rebound हो जाएगा. It does not have any central nervous system action. Other actions are due to alpha 1 effect, and there is, it may cause contraction of pregnant uterus. Therapeutic uses are very few. It is added to local anesthetic to prolong the action of local anesthesia. Local anesthetics के साथ इसको ऐड कर सकते हैं. हाइपोटेंशन में भी देते हैं, लेकिन नहीं इतना कॉमन नहीं. It can be given in cases of paroxysmal atrial tachycardia because it causes reflex bradycardia. We have already learned. So it can be given in cases of paroxysmal atrial tachycardia. This drug can be used as nasal decongestant and as a pediatric in eye, as a pediatric, and decrease intraocular pressure in cases of open angle glaucoma. Glaucoma is a condition where the intraocular pressure is raised. So there you need to decrease the intraocular pressure, and you can use this drug. The other drug, methoxamine, is similar to phenylephrine, and the actions are similar. Now we will come to mephentermine. Mephentermine is an important drug. It activates both alpha as well as beta adrenergic receptors. It activates both alpha as well as beta adrenergic receptors, and also cause release of noradrenaline by its indirect action. तो अल्फा को भी स्टिमुलेट करता है, बीटा को भी एक्टिवेट करता है, और नॉरएड्रेनालिन को भी इनडायरेक्ट एक्शन से बढ़ाता है. तो क्या होगा रिजल्ट? इट प्रोड्यूसेस कार्डियक स्टिमुलेशन. हार्ट को स्टिमुलेट कर देगा. देयर विल बी कार्डियक स्टिमुलेशन. देयर विल बी इंक्रीज इन total peripheral resistance by causing vasoconstriction. The cardiac output and blood pressure, both systolic as well as diastolic, are raised. Cardiac output is increased. The positive chronotropic effect is counterbalanced by vagal stimulation due to rising blood pressure. Then the pharmacokinetics of mephentermine. It is active orally, has longer duration of action, 2 to 6 hours. It is not metabolized by monoamine oxidase or catechol O methyl transferase. This drug crosses blood-brain barrier. Use. What are the therapeutic use? To prevent and treat hypotension due to spinal anesthesia and surgical procedures, and in cases of shock in cases of myocardial infarction. तो दो बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट है इसका. स्पाइन एनेस्थीसिया के चलते अगर हाइपोटेंशन हो रहा है तो ले सकते हैं. कोई सर्जिकल प्रोसीजर के चलते हाइपोटेंशन हो गया तो भी हम लोग यूज करते हैं. एंड शॉक इन केसेस ऑफ मायोकार्डियल इंफार्क्शन. The dose is 10 to 20 milligram orally or intramuscularly or by slow intravenous injection. 100 milligram tablet is available and 15 milligram per ml ampoules containing solution each ml is equal to 15 milligram. And vials are also available which contains 30 milligram in 1 ml. Now the next group of adrenergic drugs are nasal decongestants, and there is a long list you can see in your book. The drugs are nafazoline, xylometazoline, oxymetazoline, phenylpropanolamin, pseudoephedrine. These are all nasal decongestants. The general features of all these drugs are these are non-irritant nasal drops and sprays, non-irritant nasal drop and sprays, and no rebound congestion. They are non-catecholamines, so duration of action is longer. Side effects are prolonged use, that is for more than 2 days, may cause ischemia of nasal mucosa. वैसोकंस्ट्रिक्शन लगातार बना रहेगा तो क्या होगा? इस्कीमिया हो जाएगा ऑफ द नेजल म्यूकोसा. 2 दिन से ज़्यादा अगर यूज करते हैं हम लोग तो नेजल म्यूकोसा का इस्कीमिया होने का चांसेस. तो देयर विल बी लॉस ऑफ स्मेल, एनोस्मिया, loss of smell. Patient will complain that he is not able to smell anything. Atrophic rhinitis may occur. म्यूकस मेम्ब्रेन का एट्रोफी हो जाएगा इस्कीमिया के चलते, तो उसके चलते जो इन्फ्लेमेशन होगा उसको हम लोग क्या बोलते हैं? एट्रोफिक राइनाइटिस. लॉस ऑफ म्यूकोसल सिलियरी फंक्शन. म्यूकोसा में जो सिलिया होता है उसका सिलियरी फंक्शन का लॉस हो सकता है. So that will lead to increase in infection. And one thing you should be cautious that if the concentration which is used for adult nasal decongestant drug is given to infants, it may cause drowsiness in infants. So बच्चों में नहीं देना है. जो एडल्ट्स में लोग यूज करते हैं बच्चों के लिए अलग से लो स्ट्रेंथ वाला